Janene Gordon, a career of firsts. Before 1971, the attire for federal law enforcement agents was pretty standard: a suit, tie, and a hat. After all, federal agents and G-men were just that, all men. So when Janene Gordon was offered a job interview, she was instructed to
show up with my hat and tie for the interview.
Well, she didn't. Although 25 years later, she did show up with a hat at the Women in Federal Law Enforcement Conference that marked the 75th anniversary of the women's suffrage movement. Just as those women were pioneers, so was Janene Gordon. She was one of the first women hired as a federal law enforcement agent when she was appointed a United States Postal Inspector in September of 1971. Janene wanted to be a cop ever since she was a freshman in high school. Her first venture into law enforcement was a job with Macy's as a store detective while in college.
I started working at a department store as a security guard. Detective is what we used to call them. Loved that job. I stayed there for 3 years while I was in college.
In 1970, she graduated from Sacramento State College.
Public administration with a specialization in police science because there was no criminal justice major.
Shortly before graduation, her boyfriend at the time spotted an announcement that the post office was hiring inspectors.
I don't remember having a clue what I was getting into when I signed up for postal, to be honest with you. I went ahead and applied.
And she was selected as one of the first women ever to be a enforcement officer. She was offered the position of postal inspector on a Friday afternoon in the summer of 1971.
She says, "No, I'm sorry, at this time we have not hired another female." And so Monday when I called right away, 8 o'clock their time, so 5 o'clock my time about, and accepted the position.
But by the time she accepted the job on Monday morning, she found out she was not alone. There was another female accepted.
And at that time I was told, good news, we got another female that's going to be in class. And that's when I first heard that Janie Curry was hired.
Then it was on to the Postal Inspection Service Academy. Being the first females in what was an all-male job made for some interesting situations.
The staff there realized they had no changing room for us. It was all set up for men. Because I think that they were probably as dumbstruck as we were at times as to why things were happening, you know.
But Janene and Jane were there to stay.
At that point, that's when I finally told them, I said, I don't want to go have these 1 hour classes with some instructor. I want to be in the class. And they made me prove that I was slapping just as hard as the men were.
As Chief Postal Inspector Cotter noted,
there are many areas in which women can operate not only as well as, but perhaps more effectively than male inspectors.
As the training continued, Janene felt that she did.
By that time, though, I kind of already, I think, made a good impression on the department. I'd already